I'm Thomas Godwin. I'm an assistant professor of accounting at Purdue University. So this year we have a little bit of a unique situation where the traditional tax deadline is April 15th. However, if the deadline falls on a weekend, so a Saturday or a Sunday, then the deadline is actually pushed out to the next Monday to give people a little bit of extra time. This year is particularly unique because a federal holiday recognized in Washington, D.C., Emancipation Day, typically falls on April 16th, but is recognized on April 17th, the Monday this year, pushing the tax deadline out as far as it can go to a Tuesday on April 18th this year. This only happens about once every 6 years, just with the way the calendar works. And it's really the only large national extension that we see of the April 15th deadline. We also see some local things related to natural disasters, as well as Patriots Day, which is celebrated right around the same time in certain states. They would bump that out, but it's very rare to get the extra 3 days that we see this year. So, Tax Day came around in 1914, shortly after the 16th Amendment was passed in 1913. The original due date was actually March 1st, and that was really a practical thing to make sure that individuals had enough time to collect all their information about income, credits, deductions, and other items needed to file their tax return. Realizing that wasn't quite enough time for the average American to prepare their taxes, 5 years later, our Congress actually extended that to March 15th. And then in 1954, whenever there was a major overhaul of the Internal Revenue Code, Congress ultimately pushed back the date to the familiar April 15th, understanding that more people were required to file taxes at that point, and tax laws had already become more complicated. That is ultimately what we have today. So that's sustained for over 70 years, and probably what we see and expect to see going forward. The best thing to make sure that you're able to file your taxes on time is to plan the year prior. Make sure that you're collecting all your receipts, collecting all your relevant information that you'll need to complete your tax return, and keep that in a pretty central place, because the hardest thing, the thing that holds most people up whenever it comes tax time, is they know that they've got something running around, but they don't have that organized. And to really be intentional about your tax planning in the year prior, because there's very few things remaining after the close of the prior year in order to save tax in that prior year.